What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. The Texas Red Bulls are in the playoffs again. 110 wins again, the exact same record as last season. 110-52 puts us in another World Series. I'll tell you right off, you see right here that we won the division series. I'm going to go into the sub-league series, and then we're going to wait and see what happens with the World Series. But we got off to a nice little start here, winning 3-1 against the Indianapolis Tigers. We were 4-2 against them on the season. We had the top offense, the top pitching. They were third in runs scored, but 11th in runs allowed. So the offense was carrying them, and thankfully we were able to shut them down, come out with a nice Game 1 win. Dave Stieb, who was brilliant on the year, very strong Cy Young candidate. I'd actually be kind of surprised if he doesn't win it, to be honest. We'll get into the season stats after the playoffs here. Tim Raines comes out with 2 homers. Jeff Blauser chips one in, and it's a 5-0 lead. Never really in doubt. Raines himself kind of handled it. I mean, when you win, when you get a shutout, you could say Jeff Blauser won it. 1-0 was all it took. But a great effort all around. I agree with Tim Raines. He said it was a good effort all around. He's not wrong. Taking it into Game 2, they did come back with a win, and Alex Fernandez was absolutely crushed, which was a bit surprising and, shocking. I was like, okay, game on here. That was kind of how I reacted watching this one play out. I was like, well, maybe they were going to put up a big fight. Turns out not so much. Game 3, Dustin Hermansen and the boys jump back. 8-4 win. Kenny Lofton, 3 more steals. Just absurd. Throw in a triple. Phil Clark and Roberto Kelly go yard. And the offense, everyone but Todd Walker and Will Clark getting hits. Todd Walker still got on base via the walk. We have a lefty pitching there in Paul Maholm, and that's why they're batting lower in the lineup. And then Game 4, finish it off. Sterling Hitchcock takes care of business with a solid baseline quality start. 6 innings, 3 runs, 9 strikeouts, 0 walks. Chuck Nagy now coming out of the bullpen, since we only need 4 starters during the playoffs, with the 3-inning save. The offense, Will Clark said, hey, I haven't done much this series. Before we get out of here, let me just go ahead and pop 3 homers. He goes 3 for 4 with 6 ribbies. We got the Red Bull going. Roberto Kelly rips his 2nd homer in the 8th inning of this game, and then Todd Walker got one in the 1st inning. So we got out early, and it was kind of over right away. 6-1 in the 2nd. And all we had to do was really hang on. They didn't mount too much of a threat. They did have 10 hits, but 14 for us. And we go on to round 2. Roberto Kelly actually ended up being the series MVP. Could have been Kenny Lofton for sure, but I think they're seeing that .938 slug and hooking it up for Kelly. You see that, like I said, Will Clark kind of had to save his series there with that massive game. But a 3-homer game is a good way to save it. The pitching was strong. Fernandez really the only one who got tattooed with the 12.27 ERA. I know David West's is a 9. That means he gave up all of 1 run in 1 inning. And of course, we'll get into everyone's season stats and all that after the World Series. But let's take a look at the LCS first and see exactly how that broke down. That was a 4-1 series, and we lost the first game. It was a 2-1 loss with Dave Stieb, and it's like, again, kind of put me on my heels of like, uh-oh, this could be trouble. Because anytime you're losing a game with one of your premium pitchers, and in the last series we lost one with Fernandez, you're nervous. But then they went ahead and said, no, we're not going to have any of this. 8-2, 11-2, 10-0, 9-2 wins. We were also 4-2 against the Houston Steelhounds this past season. They were 9th in runs scored, 2nd in runs against. That didn't matter. They stifled our offense in that first game, and then it was just over. Let's go box score by box score here. Game 2, Alex Fernandez gets back on track with a brilliant outing, good for a 76 game score, which again, if you don't know about that, it's a metric that Bill James came up with. It starts at 50 and gives you credits and debits based on the events of the game. Strikeouts move you up, walks and hits, homers move you down, innings move you up. So, once you get over, anything over 55 is a pretty good start. Once you start getting into the 60s, that's a really good start, and obviously 70s is a pretty brilliant start. Anything below 45 is a pretty bad start. So a 76, fantastic number. You see Carlos Rodon, 27, horrendous. So, there are game scores that it's not a perfect, end all be all. If I tell you that somebody had a 54 game score, you don't inherently know how well he pitched or how poorly. That's a pretty, decent outing. But it's a decent metric to at least get you off the ground as far as understanding. If I tell you somebody threw a 76 game score, there's no way it wasn't great. Like, you can't fake a 76 but actually have pitched poorly or mediocrely. Is that no? With mediocrity, I don't know. Anyway, the offense was great. Look at Kenny Lofton, 2 for 2, 2 walks, 2 runs. I wish he had 2 ribbies, man. Deuce is wild. 3 more steals in a game. That's his second 3-steal game of the playoffs. He's just unfair. He's just unfair. He should be a 120 overall. Like, that's how good he is. Just absolute absurdity with the offense that he puts up. We know the running, of course, but then you throw in everything else he does offensively and defensively, by the way. I don't want to shade him for what he's doing defensively. He's incredible. Anyway, game 3, Dustin Hermansen said, I got this. The offense said, hey, we'll make it really easy for you. And they dominated. It was the bottom part of the offense. Again, we have Walker and Clark down there in the 7-8 spots because it's a lefty. Didn't matter. They said, you know what? Let's go 4 for 8 with 6 ribbies. Walker hit a homer, 3-run shot off Paul Sewald, which was not that necessary. I'm looking at it there. It didn't really change the game. You see, number 4, we were already pretty handily going to win this game by win probability. But a great effort. We love to see it. Then we move over to game 4. Another shutout. Sterling Hitchcock. He's just unreal. Thomas Howard drops a couple steals. Todd Walker gets one. Tim Raines and Phil Clark go yard. Kenny Lofton, his second triple of the playoffs. He's hitting a cool 424. I mean, you just see everything's really kind of clicking here. A few guys with lower mediocre averages, but he's hitting 233. Well, Clark is, but we know he hit those 3 homers in a game. We've seen Phil Clark hit at least, oh wait, it's right there. I was gonna say at least 2 homers. Yeah, it's indicated on the box score. So he's hit a couple. Same with Sprague. So even though they have low averages, they've had their contributions too. Everyone has put their mark on the playoffs so far as we are heading into the World Series. And then Dave Stieb avenges his game 1 loss and gave up 2 runs early. And so Houston probably feeling like, here we go again. We can get this guy. But no, he calmed down. He throws 7 innings. Only 1 of those runs was earned after an Ed Sprague error. 7 strikeouts, no walks. Meanwhile, on offense, Kenny Lofton goes 2 for 3 with 2 runs, 2 walks, a ribby, and 2 more steals. He has 11 now heading into the World Series. That's just silly. Will Clark pops his 4th homer, a couple of doubles for Lofton as well, which means he was probably stealing third. He did have 2 walks too, so not necessarily stealing third. Well, I guess to be determined. I could look it up in the game log. I don't care that much, if I'm being 100% honest. But anyway, just a great overall series yet again. Kenny Lofton does take home the series MVP here, hitting 421, 577, 737, without any homers either. Without any homers, he was still able to put up an over 300 ISO, a 316 ISO. That's crazy. That's crazy that he was able to do that. And you go up and down here, you see Blauser was great, Walker was great. The only guys that really weren't putting up the numbers was the guy who was MVP of the last series, Roberto Kelly, so he can take one off. And Phil Clark, who wasn't MVP of the first series, obviously I just said it was Roberto Kelly, but he was really good. So both of them could afford to play down a little bit and let the pitching and the rest of the offense carry them. So that's where it is. That's what sets up a World Series. And boy, I really think this team can do it again. It's been an awesome team. I'm really blown away with just how great they still are. Maybe I'm just underrating Stone or overrating what I thought the difficulty of Stone would be, and underrating how good this team is, because I thought this would be where we start to kind of hit that pushback a little bit. But at 110 wins, obviously a number 1 seed and going to get promoted again. So we'll see what happens with the World Series once it gets going. Game 1 of the World Series, October 23rd, 2061. Alex Fernandez on the bump against Zach Thompson. That would be the Player of the Month, Zach Thompson, who had a pretty good year, 336 in 211 2/3 innings. We're going to do the game log here, so we're going to go Wilbur Good starting it off. ground out, single, strikeout, swinging, fielder's choice. Obviously, when I do these game logs, you're going to see the first inning or two right away and kind of get a snapshot of what's going on. You see a decent bit of text here for us in the bottom of the first. Looks pretty good. Lofton takes a walk. Ground out gets him to second. Fly out, single. He's going to score there. We're up 1-0. Fly out for Jeff Blauser. Second inning now for Fernandez. Very quick one. Fly out, strikeout. Zach Thompson up. Tim Raines gets a double. Pass ball gets him to third. Ground out scores him from Phil Clark. Now a single from Sprague. Ground out from Thomas Howard. And they're out of the inning, but not before another run. Alex Fernandez now. Walk, single, strikeout, fly out. No big deal. Zach Thompson back. Walk to Kenny Lofton. He's now going to steal second. Fly out. Single for Roberto Kelly. He's going to get Lofton to third. Roberto Kelly's caught stealing, but a single from Will Clark's going to score Lofton. Jeff Blauser's going to rip a single, getting Will Clark to second, who then gets to third with Blauser jumping into second behind him. So we got second and third with one out, I believe. Tim Raines going to rip a single. That's going to score Will Clark. That's going to score Jeff Blauser. And that's going to be it for Zach Thompson, folks. Jake Cousins comes in. We did have 2 outs. Oh, yeah, we did have 2 outs, by the way. Tim Raines steals, but then Phil Clark strikes out swinging. It's 5-0, baby. Alex Fernandez up now. O'Neal Cruz gets a single, strikeout, fly out. O'Neal Cruz steals, but then a strikeout. Very easy work. Fernandez is dealing in game 1 of the World Series. Jake Cousins going to come back out. They need some length here in the middle innings after going down 5-0. Jake Cousins gets fly out. Hit by pitch for Thomas Howard. Single, get Thomas Howard to second. Thomas Howard steals third. Single for Todd Walker. That's going to score Howard. Get Lofton to third. Double from Roberto Kelly. That's going to score Lofton. Walker to third. Walk to Will Clark. Double by Jeff Blauser is going to score Walker, Kelly, Clark to third. That's it for Cousins. Randy Stein in now. Hit by pitch for Tim Raines, and then a double play for Phil Clark. So he's carrying over some of his LCS. And I know it's called the Sub-League Series. I'm going to call it the LCS, the League Championship Series, just as I'm going to call this the World Series. I'm sorry. That's just how I'm going to call it. But a double play there. Tough LCS for Phil Clark leading into an early first game here of the World Series. It's a little tough. But when we're up 9-0, it's not too worrisome. Next inning, though, top of the 5th. Alex Fernandez, ground out. Oh, my gosh. When you see this little amount of text, you know good things have happened. Ground out, fly out. Fernandez is through 5, dealing. Randy Stein back now. Fly out, single. Lofton, walk from Walker, gets Lofton to second. No steal attempts here, and then a fly out from Kelly. Maybe because we're up 9-0 and we're tapping the brakes a little bit. I don't know. I say keep it going. Let him steal some bases. Wilbur Good strikes out swinging. Double for John Shelby. Fly out. Single for Rhys Hoskins, gets Shelby to third, and then a fly out for Austin Dean. So a little bit of a threat there. First thing that could even be classified as such, but Fernandez gets out of it. He's scoreless through 6. Randy Stein now. Oh, wait, actually, Mark McLemore's pitching. The hitter? There was a pitcher named Mark McLemore? I feel like I may vaguely have remembered that there were 2 Mark McLemores. That's crazy. That's crazy to have. Like, that's a pretty unique name, Mark McLemore, and there's 2 of them. I mean, that's just wild to me. I need to look up this pitcher because, again, I have like a vague memory of it because I remember the hitter, the super utility guy. I remember him most with Texas. This pitcher here only played for 1 year, 2007. And the interesting thing about it is, like, you know, there's no real chance of relation. If you know what the 2 gentlemen look like, I mean, I'm not saying that they can't be related, but you don't instantly think like, oh, maybe they're brothers, right? One guy, Mark McLemore, the hitter is black, and the pitcher is white, so you don't instantly think like, oh, maybe they're brothers. And Mark McLemore, the hitter, is 57 now. So he's 16 years older than the pitcher. That doesn't mean that they can't be related either. Obviously, you can have a split between siblings, or even if they weren't siblings or whatever. But I'm starting to remember the pitcher now, and I'm like, yep, I remember that. But the hitter, he was a badass. Like, he was one of those guys. Badass probably overstates it. Like, he had 1 year, 2 years where he had 400 plate appearances that were over a league average output. And he was 36 and 37 in those times, 2001, 2002. So badass might overstate it, but he's a fun player who played for 19 years as a super util and just was kind of always in the mix. Big time base stealer. I liked Mark McLemore, the hitter. I barely remembered the pitcher there. Sorry for that detour. Let's get back into the action here. Bot 6. Mark McLemore comes out and says, fly out. Fly out, solo shot, ground out. So that's the downside, or not the downside, but like what can happen in those short text ones if you snapshot it in your brain like, oh, that's a quick inning. It is, but we snuck in a homer there. Top 7 now. Single, strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. So strikes out the side around a couple singles, and we're still cooking. 10-0 now. Mark McLemore out for another one. Strikes out swinging, ground out, walk, fielder's choice. 10-0. Alex Fernandez is going to give way now to Charles Nagy. He's going to get a walk, strike out. John Shelby going to steal. John Shelby's going to score on a single by Rhys Hoskins and then strike out, ground out. 10-1. There goes the shutout. Way to go, Charles Nagy. Mark McLemore back out again. He strikes out Roberto Kelly, then turns it over to Roberto Rodriguez, who gets Will Clark and Jeff Blauser out. 10-1. Top 9 now. Feeling pretty good here. Strikeout, ground out, and that's the ball game. Game 1 in the books. It was never really in doubt. The offense got going early, and they never really relented. So, great game here, and we're up 1-0. Let's see what happens game 2. Game 2 of the 2061 World Series. It's my birthday in that realm, October 24th. Features Dustin Hermansen against Matthew Boyd, and I already see some bold capitalization here in the first inning that I don't like. A solo shot for O'Neal Cruz after a couple strikeouts from Hermansen. Then a flyout of Rhys Hoskins, but they're up 1-0. The Busain Miners go up. Matthew Boyd comes out now, and he's going to make pretty quick work of us. Hit by pitch. Fielder's choice. Strikeout swinging. Tim Raines steals, but then another strikeout. This one looking 1-0. Wow. Dustin Hermansen said, I'm not giving up another run here. 5 pitches, 3 outs. Bottom second now. Fly out, single by Jeff Blauser, single by Todd Walker, gets Blauser to second, strikeout, another single, base is going to be loaded now, walk, a walk's going to tie the game. They don't want that Kenny Lofton smoke, so they walked him, baby, let's go, you love to see it. Unfortunately, then a fly out, we can't have a big inning, but we do tie it up. Dustin Hermansen back out now, top third, Dave Campbell, fly out, single for Jonah Heim, fly out, triple for John Shelby, they're up 2-1 now, base on balls for O'Neal Cruz, and then a flyout from Rhys Hoskins, 2-1 Miners. Matthew Boyd out. He's going to make quick work. Ground out, strikeout, fly out. Dustin Hermansen, ground out, ground out, ground out. We love to see that. Keep the ball down. Matthew Boyd gets a fly out, ground out, strikeout. These pitchers are settling in. Triple to lead off the inning for Dave Campbell. Right as I say, they're settling in. Strikeout. Double going to score Campbell. Fly out, 3-1 Miners. Thomas Howard going to fly out. So is Lofton. Walk for Raines. He steals. And then a fly out. So 3 straight flyouts. Matthew Boyd is, fly ball and homer prone. They're not making any, they're not doing any damage with that, though, unfortunately. And it's 3-1. Top 6. Strikeout for Rhys Hoskins. Strikeout for Austin Dean. Couple of singles in a row. Reached on errors. Going to get a run in. Yikes. And then a strikeout. Who made the error? E1, Billiam, Will Clark, how dare you? Oh wait, no, actually I think it's somebody filling in. I don't think Clark's playing today. I think it's Sprague here. Yep, it is. So single for Roberto Kelly. He's going to steal. Walk for Sprague, trying to make up for it, contributing, getting on base. Fly out, single. That's going to score a run. It's 4-2. Strikeout, fielder's choice, Thomas Howard. Oh, that's huge. Derek Lilliquist in now for Dustin Hermansen. He pitched well enough. I dropped my mouse, little wrist protector thingamajig. Gonna pick that right on up. Lilliquist now goes strikeout, single, fielder's choice, single, fielder's choice. So we keep it at 4-2. Still an opportunity. Matthew Boyd back out. He's deep into this game. Gets Kenny Lofton up again. Single for Lofton. Fielder's choice. We're not running. Hello? 4-2, you don't have to be too aggressive because that run is not a complete game changer, but I'm just surprised because he's so successful. Jose Ruiz comes in now. That'll be the end of the day for Phil Clark. Strikeout for Phil Clark. Or the end of the day for Matthew Boyd, not Phil Clark. It's the end of the day for Phil Clark, too, because I'm mad at him, dude. Big strikeout there. Norm Charlton in now. Strikeout, fly out, fly out. Jose Ruiz comes back out. It's going to be a ground out, strikeout, walk, walk. Come on, Will. He is playing. So Sprague's playing. Oh, yeah, Sprague's playing third. He doesn't qualify at first. I'm an idiot. So it was Billiam earlier. He's going to walk as well. So 3 straight walks. We got to get something here. We got 2 outs. Come on, Thomas Howard. You got to be big. Ground out. Son of a gun. Oh, we needed that. Norm Charlton, strikeout, single. Strikeout, strikeout. Dusting him. All right, bot 9. Walk for Kenny Lofton. Jason Davis is scared. Fly out, double play Phil Clark. I said it was his day over. I said the day was over for him earlier. It wasn't. He was there to inflict more damage. All right, so they tied the series up at 1. Game 3. Game 3 of the 2061 World Series features Mike Gardner against Sterling Hitchcock. We're on the road now, so it's time to get out to a jump start here. Fly out, single, strikeout. Todd Walker steals, single. That's going to score Walker. Strikeout. We're up 1-0. Ow, I just hit my hand. Didn't love that. I did a little fist pump under the desk and smashed my hand. Cool life. Sterling Hitchcock now. Ground out, double. Fly out, double. That's going to tie the game. Wild pitch. Walk, fielder's choice. Oh, my gosh. 1-1, but I thought that could have been a much bigger inning. So, frankly, I'll take it. Gardner back out. Ground out, single, single. Fly out, going to score a run, so we get a sac fly, and then strike out of Lofton, of all people. But we take a 2-1 lead. Sterling Hitchcock now, ground out, strike out, fly out, 2-1, going top 3. Todd Walker up, that's going to be a fly out, strike out, double, fly out. So a double, but nothing comes of it. Wilbur Good up now, fly out, John Shelby, single. He's caught stealing, though, let's go, single. Walk, going to get O'Neal Cruz the second. That would have been bases loaded if not for that throw out now. Walk, speak of the devil. I don't know why I said speak of the devil. I don't know. What was that referencing? Oh, because I said walk. That's not how that works. Because there were 2 walks in a row. Speak of the devil, here's another walk. No, that was a terrible usage of that phrase. But then a fly out, anticlimactic, thankfully. This caught stealing was a turning point here early in this game. Let's see if it remains a big issue. Gardner back out, single, and he's caught stealing. Tim Raines is caught stealing. Ground out, double, which would have scored a run, ground out. So, hey, both teams aggressive on the base paths, and it can absolutely serve you plenty of times, but it can take away from you at times as well. And we see both teams kind of have an inning stifled by being caught stealing. So, big ups to the catchers there. Single, double play, strikeout. So Sterling Hitchcock has a quick 4th. Mike Gardner now. Strikeout of Kenny Lofton again. Single. Fly out. 2-run shot. Will Clark. First pitch. He clocks at 355 at a 96 mile an hour exit velo, baby. Let's go. Strikeout looking. Doesn't matter. The 2-run shot makes it 4-1. Sterling Hitchcock now hits Wilbur Good. And then John Shelby hits a 2-run shot on a 3-0 pitch. He's swinging 3-0, baby. He clocks it at 99 miles an hour for his exit velo at 373 feet. O'Neal Cruz comes up with a single. Fielder's choice for Rhys Hoskins. 2-run shot for Austin Dean. Also 99 miles an hour. In fact, the exact 98.8. I was rounding up. At 395 feet. 5 feet. Sterling Hitchcock absolutely brutalized. This is a rare occurrence, folks. And we got, bronze John Shelby and bronze Austin Dean cooking against Hitchcock. That's tough. Now, he's bronze as well. So I don't say that to denigrate them. I'm just saying, his peers are getting to him. Scott Terry going to come in the bottom of the 5th now. And we're losing. That's 5-4. We're down now. Single for Carl Warwick. Willie Castro flies out. Single, Warwick to second. Single, that's going to score Warwick. And then Wilbur Good grounds out, but not before they make it 6-4. 5 runs on 6 hits, 0 errors, 2 left on. This game 3 has turned, folks. Top 6 now, Mike Gardner. Fly out to Tim Raines. Reached on air by Phil Clark. Double from Ed Sprague. Phil Clark to third. Thomas Howard grounds out. Kenny Lofton, fly out. Oh my gosh. Lofton has had opportunities to make a big impact on this game, but the team will strand too. We got to go back to Scott Terry here in the bottom of the 6th. Single, fly out, double. John Shelby gets to 3rd. Austin Dean strikes out. Double for Carl Warwick. 2 more score. That's going to be it for Scott Terry. And Roger Mason is going to be up pitching now. He's going to get Willie Castro to strike out. But it's 8-4, folks. We're in deep trouble now. Mike Gardner coming back out. And he is going to get a fly out, but then be done. It'll be Andy Replogle. That's an amazing last name. Replogle. R-E-P-L-O-G-L-E. Replogle. He pitched okay for being an iron 51. But he gives up a double immediately to Roberto Kelly. Fly out to Will Clark, and then a ground out to Jeff Blauser. So nothing comes of it. We got Replogled. Triple, single, going to score another run. We're in so much trouble. Fielder's choice, strikeout, fly out. But 9-4 now, going top 8. Double for Tim Raines, fly out. Reached on error for Sprague. That's going to score Raines. Ground out is going to get Sprague to 3rd. Double's going to score him from Kenny Lofton. He finally comes through big. Todd Walker with a base hit. That's going to get Lofton to 3rd. Roberto Kelly's going to rip a single. Lofton will score. That's going to have runners at 2nd and Walker gets to 3rd, and Kelly's going to be on 1st. So runners at the corners. Topa's going to come in and get Will Clark out. He attacked that first pitch. He likes to do that. Remember, he got his homer off of a first pitch swing. So I'm not going to be, crushing him just because he was aggressive there. And that's not something that you can set for players in this game. You can set so many things, but like their approach isn't one. I wonder if there's any plans to like address that and say, you can have guys attack early in the count or be super patient. I don't know. Do we want that? Would you want like individual? I guess the I and the Ks are the two metrics that affect those individually on cards. But I wonder, would you want a global setting where you could have more impact on that? Although then it would negate what's on the cards. I think you just have to go with what's on the card. Anyway, I'm rabbit holing on something that is insignificant. We've made it 9-7. We're still in some trouble. I'm getting some notice here that I do have to look at real quick. Pardon me. Anyway, all set there. Fly out. It's 9-7. Norm Charlton, strikeout. Fly out single, hit by pitch, fly out. Okay. Top 9, this is it. We're down 9-7 and we're in some trouble. Jason Davis is going to come in for the save. Ground out, fly out, ground out, ball game. 9-7. We're down 2-1, y'all. And to see who it happened to is particularly surprising here. That was really, really a tough one. And we've got work to do here in Game 4. Game 4 now, still in Busan, with Mike Mims facing Dave Stieb. Big advantage for us on the mound here. Can we make it happen? We're down 2-1. It's going to be ground out, walk. Pickoff is an error, so Phil Clark's going to get to 2nd, but then a ground out. Nothing comes of it. That ball was crushed, by the way. 106 on the ground. 106 on the ground here, too. So a couple ground outs, but well struck. Dave Stieb, I'm seeing way too much text here. I'm very nervous about this. It's going to be a single for Wilbur Good. It's going to be a stolen base for Wilbur Good. It's going to then be a single for John Shelby. Wilbur Good is going to score, and that's going to make it 1-0 early. It's going to be O'Neill Cruz striking out, Reese Hoskins with a ground out, and then Austin Dean with a walk, Carl Warwick with a fly out. So 1 run on 2 hits, 2 left on, 1-0 them. But I already see some greatness. I see Ed Sprague striking out, but then I see a Jeff Blauser solo shot. This game is tied. Ground out, strikeout. So 1-1. We go Bot 2nd. Dave Stieb back out. Strikeout, fly out. Love to see it. And then we go to the bottom of the 2nd for the... Oh, wait, no. I just said the bottom of the 2nd. Top 3. Ground out. Walk. Kenny Lofton caught. And then a ground out. 1-1. Dave Stieb back out. Strikeout. Strike out the side, baby. I love Dave Stieb. Mike Mims back out. He gets Phil Clark striking out. Roberto Kelly ground out. Ed Sprague fly out. Bot 4. Strikeout, fly out, ground out for Hoskins, Dean, and Warwick. They've been in the middle of so much for Busan. That's a huge inning there for Stieb. Mike Mims back out. Ground out. Double for Todd Walker. Fly out, Will Clark. Walk, Thomas Howard. Double for Kenny Lofton. That's going to score both Walker and Howard. 2-run double for Kenny Lofton. Tim Raines will fly out to end the inning, but it's 3-1, baby. Let's go. Ground out single. Strikeout for Jonah Heim, and then fly out for Wilbur Good. 3-1 through 5. Ground out single. Double play Sprague. Son of a gun. Steve back out for the 6th. Strikeout double. Fly out, fly out. That one crushed, dude. 107 fly out. How's that one staying in the park? You got unlucky there, Hoskins. We'll take it, though. Mike Mims back out. Going to give up a ground out. Solo shot to Todd Walker. It's 4-2. Let's go. Fly out. Triple. Mark McLemore back in. Strikeout for Kenny Lofton. So 4-1. Dang. Got to get that extra run there. But we'll take the Todd Walker homer to make it 4-1. Bot 7 now. Dave Steve's going to give up a double. Then a ground out. Carl Warwick gets the 3rd. Norm Charlton coming out. Worked 2 days in a row. Strikeout, ground out, 4-1. McLemore coming in again. Strikeout, ground out, single. Kelly steals, but then a strikeout. 4-1. Lee Gutterman now. We haven't seen Lee Gutterman here. I mean, we've seen him in the playoffs, but we didn't go box score by box score in the first 2 rounds. So I'm saying we haven't seen him in the World Series. Fly out, ground out, fly out. Quick work of him in the bottom of the 8th. Ground out double against Jake Cousins here. Double for Todd Walker. Strikeout. Ground out Thomas Howard. You've had some opportunities. He's done some things, though. Obviously, I'm not saying he's had a terrible playoff. He's just had a few opportunities that haven't come up as big. Derek Lilliquist going for the save now. Jose Vizcaino coming in defensively. Fly out, ground out. Derek Lilliquist coming in to face 3 straight righties. Okay. Walk, strikeout, ball game, 4-1. Let's go. Series tied. And we now have a 3-game series in the World Series, y'all. It's 2-2. It's a best of 3 now. What will happen in Game 5? This series has been excellent. Game 5 features Cowboy Jones against Alex Fernandez. It's 2-2. We're on the road. So we're going to have, what, 1-1-1? Or no. It's 2-3-2. So we're going to have this game on the road and the last 2 at home, unless we can win 2 in a row here. Let's go. Cowboy Jones, ground out. Double to Tim Raines. Ground out gets Tim Raines to 3rd, but then a strikeout. Nothing comes of it. Alex Fernandez. Single. Fielder's choice. Fly out. Single. Error in the outfield. Batter to 2nd base. Shelby to 3rd. Single's going to score a run. Reese Hoskins tries for home and gets thrown out. Let's go. Kenny Lofton throws him out. That is so big. It's 1-0, but it could have been worse. Reese Hoskins, what is you doing? Top 2 now. Sprague fighting and fighting, but then grounds out there after an 8-pitch at bat. Will Clark flies out, and then Todd Walker strikes out. So Cowboy Jones coming in. He's a little iron there at 58. Had a solid season for an iron, too. Makes quick work of us in the 2nd. Alex Fernandez makes even quicker work. Strikeout, fly out of Warwick, Castro, and Campbell. Cowboy Jones back. Single, fly out, ground out. Dang. He's doing pretty well so far. It's only 3 innings, though. Fly out single. Fielder's choice. John Shelby steals while O'Neal Cruz is batting. Then he walks. O'Neal Cruz does. Double for Hoskins. He's going to score Shelby and Cruz. Fly out for Austin Dean. It's 3-0. All right. Well, Alex Fernandez not coming up huge in the playoffs. Solo shot for Jeff Blauser. His power is underrated. He really, I don't want to say he's a power stud or anything. What did he have for the year? How many homers did he have for the year? Only 12. I don't know. I just feel like he comes up with big homers. Maybe they're just impactful because I remember the fact that a defense-focused, contact-hitting shortstop, I think I remember most of his homers. But then ground out, fly out, strikeout, so we only get the 1 run. Alex Fernandez back out for the 4th. Strikeout, ground out. And then Todd Walker going to get Cowboy Jones, strikeout, ground out. I think I said Todd Walker's going to get Cowboy Jones. Other way around, Cowboy Jones going to get Todd Walker, Greg Olson, and Thomas Howard out quickly. Alex Fernandez now double, single. Jonah Heim gets to 3rd. Strikeout, walk. Wilbur Good is into 2nd. Strikeout, fly out. I don't know how he didn't give up a run there. 2 hits, 3 left on base. It's 3-1, going top 6. Cowboy Jones back out. Ground out on Lofton. Strikeout against Raines. Single to Blauser. Roberto Kelly fielder's choice, and they're done. a 101 mile an hour ground ball. Again, you know, when you're smashing anything at 100 miles, you in a lot of cases, obviously the exit velo and location matters, but a lot of times you're getting unlucky to not get a hit at 100 miles an hour. Obviously, if you slam it immediately down into the ground, even at 150 miles an hour, that wouldn't be very good. But for the most part, when you're hitting at 100 miles an hour, you're expecting a good result. So bottom 6 here. Got to take a drink from our namesake. I should at least show off that I'm repping the team, obviously. We go bottom 6 now. Down 3-1. Alex Fernandez allows a fly out, single, ground out, fly out, inning. Let's go. 3-1. I said allows a fly out. I guess you do allow a fly out, but I think of more of you get a fly out and then you like allow a single. But I'm just parsing my own language like a dweeb. Cowboy Jones dealing into the 7th. Strikeout, ground out, single. Runner tries for third, is safe. Ground out, Thomas Howard. Oh, he's been so good for us these 2 seasons. And I know I'm just focusing on like a couple key at-bats here where he hasn't come up big and you know, kind of pinning that on him. I know it's a little bit unfair, but I'm just remembering these big at-bats, and that's tough, especially in the World Series. We need it. Alex Fernandez is going to give way to Derek Lilliquist now. He's going to give up a single, fly out. Wilbur Good steals second, fly out, single. Runner tries for third, or from third to home, and he's safe. Double's going to score. Hoskins, fly out. Carl Warwick, it's 5-1. I'm nervous, y'all. I'm nervous. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 1 left on. It's 5-1. Cowboy Jones is going to give way to Justin Topa. Strikeout is top of the order. Lofton, strikeout. Raines hit by pitch. Blauser single gets Raines to second. Fly out Roberto Kelly. Sprague's going to get a walk. It's going to be bases loaded. Will Clark single. That's going to score 2. Fly out Todd Walker. It's 5-3. Okay, so that's a tough fly out for Todd Walker to not keep the inning going. But we will take the 2 runs. Need Scott Terry to come up massively here in the bottom of the 8th. He's going to get strikeout, fly out. And it is on 9 pitches. That is a way to come in and say, got to give my boys a shot. Jason Davis going to come in again. Ground out, single. Hit by pitch. Again, dude, they just hit the hell out of Raines. Does he stand literally on the plate, Happy Gilmore style? Kenny Lofton gets to second. We got a chance here, boys. Triple, that's going to score 2. This ball game is freaking tied. Hit by pitch again. Roberto Kelly this time. And then we're going to fly out, but it is tied. Roger Mason, you got to come in and be great. Wilbur Good's going to get an infield hit at 66 miles an hour. Jeff Blauser, by the way, 2-run triple. I can't even enjoy that long enough before I see an infield hit at 66 miles an hour. Single, Wilbur Good's going to get there to second. He's going to steal third, single, ball game. Wilbur Good just basically single-handedly said, it's all good. I'm going to take this. He literally said, it's all good. I'm going to infield hit. I'm going to get to second on another base hit. A clean base hit, you know, just a rope. Somehow he doesn't get to third. I guess this one's probably hit too hard, you know, to advance Good to third. But then he says, you know what, I'll steal. So then another single, crushed even harder, ball game. Why is Roger Mason pitching? I don't like that. I might have the closer tag on him for the second roll. I don't love that. All right, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Backs against the wall. We're down 3-2. We got to get back home, and we got to figure some things out, y'all. Game 6, the day before Halloween in 2061. Dustin Hermansen against Zach Thompson. We need a big one. We got to force a Game 7. Here we go. Wilbur Good, fly out, strikeout, ground out. He didn't do all of those. He was just the leadoff hitter. Dustin Hermansen gets out of the first nicely. So does Zach Thompson, though. Fly out, strikeout, ground out for him against Lofton, Walker, and Roberto Kelly. Dustin Hermansen makes even quicker work of him in the second. Fly out, ground out, strikeout. Bot second now. strikeout to Will Clark, fly out to Jeff Blauser, strikeout against Tim Raines, zip, zip. Dustin Hermansen back out, strikeout, strikeout, ground out. Zach Thompson, strikeout, walk, single, Sprague to second, walk, Sprague to third, Howard to second, strikeout looking for Todd Walker, son of a gun. Base hit Roberto Kelly, that's going to score one, that's going to score not two. Thomas Howard thrown out at home, and again he finds himself, coming up on the wrong end in a big spot. Obviously, I'm very pro sending him. Thomas Howard, one of our best runners, that's one of his key assets. So I'm not upset with that. It's just a bummer that he once again finds himself on the wrong end of a big play in the World Series here. But we are up 1-0. Dustin Hermansen now, fly out, solo shot, immediately tied. Fly out, ground out. Every time we do something, they punch right back and say, no, we're right here. Every single time. But then we're going to punch right back too. Billiam, Will Clark, home run, ground out, ground out. We're attacking early here. 3 pitches, 3 events already. And it's a homer, a ground out, and a very sharp ground out by Raines. Phil Clark now, he's going to ground out. So a homer and 3 ground outs, including 2 that were absolutely destroyed at 104 and 109 respectively. But it's 2-1. Hold a lead for a little bit, team. Come on. How about for the rest of the game? That'd be even cooler. Fly out, double, ground out. Carl Warwick gets to third, double, scores. We cannot hold a lead. We cannot hold a lead. Fly out, Jonah Heim, but it's 2-2. Ground out, walk, fly out. We cannot hold a lead. I just don't understand. We cannot hold a lead. And it's so frustrating. And then ground out, walk, fly out. It's 2-2, going top 6. Wilbur Good now grounds out. John Shelby does, and so does O'Neal Cruz. It's 2-2. So Dustin Hermansen, I'm not mad at him. The fact that he's giving up the runs, right after we scored, but it's okay. Actually, I think they drew first blood. Anyway, it's not the end of the world. He's pitching well. He's through 6, giving up 2 runs. It's just that every time I think we got something going, turn right back around and say, no, you don't. This team was 91 and 71. Good on them. Strikeout, single for Will Clark in the bottom of the 6th for us. Strikeout. So Zach Thompson strikes out the side around a base hit from Billiam. Dustin Hermansen now. Ground out, single, double play. That's huge. So he gets through 7, allowing just 2 runs. And if he doesn't come back out for the 8th, we will be fine with that. Zach Thompson gets a strikeout, ground out. He's pitching his ass off too. Couple of silvers just stepping up in Game 6 of the World Series. He is going to come back out though. Hermansen, fly out, ground out. Just an amazing 8th inning in a pivotal Game 6. 9 pitches in the 8th inning against Willie Castro, D'Angelo Jimenez, and Jonah Heim. Next up, Zach Thompson. He's going to give no, that's not a pitcher. That's a defensive replacement. D'Angelo Jimenez is going to stay in playing second. Ground out to Lofton. Strike out Todd Walker. Walk Roberto Kelly. Walk Will Clark. That's going to be it for Thompson. Topa's in. Double. That's going to score a run. And then a fly out, but we do take the lead. And we're going to get a save opportunity here. Turn it over to Norm Charlton. Do your damn thing. We're up 3-2. Jose Vizcaino coming in to substitute defensively. It's going to be a fly out, single, strikeout looking, and strikeout swinging. Let's go. I think I said the strikeout looking twice there, O'Neal Cruz. But yeah, back-to-back strikeouts to end it. We force a Game 7 on the back of Dustin Hermansen, and that comes up next. It all comes down to this. Game 7 of the 2061 World Series. Our Texas Red Bulls against the Busain Miners. Here we go. Sterling Hitchcock now going to face Wilbur Good. It's 66 degrees. Got a 1-0 pitch coming in. Hitters have a 4.35 slug against. Hitchcock with a 4.39 ERA. It wasn't his best year. Fair enough. But let's see what he can do here in a Game 7. Obviously, I'd prefer a Steve or a Fernandez, but absent, honestly, even though he had a 4.39 this year, I'm going to say it. Hitchcock might be my second. No, actually, it'd be Steve, Hermansen, Hitchcock, Fernandez. I know that sounds crazy to say the gold is my fourth my fourth preference for a game 7, but he has not really been answering the bell as much. Hitchcock, I feel like, always comes through in the clutch. So I don't know. I'm okay with our lot in life here with him pitching game 7. O'Neill Cruz comes up now with 2 outs, and he's going to strike out, and that'll be it in the first inning. We get Matthew Boyd. He's got 16-9 record with a 2.84 ERA, 228 strikeouts, and 219 innings on the year. He has been amazing, but he's an extreme fly baller with a low movement rating. That needs to be taken advantage of. Let's see if Kenny Lofton can on a 1-0 count here in the bottom of the first. He's going to hit a little ground ball there. Could have been an infield hit, but oh, it is. It is. Oh, Matthew Boyd couldn't field it in time. That's going to be trouble. They're going to throw over 500 times, I bet. All right, there's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And he's going. And he's safe. Come on, Lofton, you are a stud. Full count, going to take a walk. Wait, what? Oh, they said it was a strikeout. I saw how far out it was. I thought, there's just no way it's not. That's going to be a deep to left center. That's gone. 2-run shot. Phil Clark going 408 to left center. But I can't believe that strikeout. I cannot believe that strikeout against Raines. The way the catcher had to move out for it, I was like, well, that's a ball. This will be a fly out to right. 2-0. Sprague coming in now. 1-2 pitch coming to him. He's going to flare that one out. Will it get over his head? It will! Solo shot for Ed Sprague. It's 3-0. I thought that was going to be more like the little flare out that either gets over his head to try to get a double or gets caught. Instead, it had extra carry there that I didn't necessarily see off the bat. Now, Blaser, that's what I was thinking it'd be more of. Is going to flare that one into right. Going to be a double. And it's big time trouble for Matthew Boyd, baby. It's 3-0 with a runner on second. Todd Walker up now. Lefty. Oh, and he gets hit. Oh, Matthew Boyd, he mad. Oh, he's big mad. Be Will Clark now, batting lower because it is a lefty, and you see why. He gets him on the strikeout there. But a 3-run first inning in Game 7 of the World Series is a pretty big deal. Full count now to Rhys Hoskins. I feel like he's going to beat the shift there beautifully, going to the right side. I feel like Rhys Hoskins, Austin Dean, and Carl Warwick have 900 at-bats for them this playoff. And Wilbur Good. Those are the only names I consistently recall. I feel like they're the only guys who have batted for them. Although now when I look at the rest of their lineup, I'm like, yeah, I guess I've seen a bunch of these names. But the ones that are sticking out are Wilbur Good, Rhys Hoskins, Austin Dean, and Carl Warwick. I feel like I'm saying those 4 more than anything. But maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't say maybe not. I'm obviously not. It goes in a particular order. Maybe they've just been in the mix more often, and we'll look at the composite box score after this game because this is it. This is Game 7. This 2-on, nobody out here with another full count to Carl Warwick. Hit 297 on the year, 16 homers. He's going to pop that one up. Sometimes the depth perception and the trajectory of the ball, I totally miss it. I thought that was going to be a fly out to center, and it was a pop-up to the shortstop. Oh, my goodness. Pass ball. That's going to be second and third with 1 out. I'm going to take a drink of the water here. Nothing against the Red Bulls, but you got to mix it in. Castro now, 2-2. He's going to rip that down the right field line. That's going to make it 3-2 easily. But here comes the throw to second, not in time. Great throw in by Howard. But Hitchcock, after I gas him up saying I would love to have him as our Game 7 guy, immediately gives 2 of the runs back and only 1 out here. Dave Campbell, ground ball to third, fires, out. And it will not advance the runner, of course. That'll leave it up to Jonah Heim, who has a 1-2 count coming. I hit the button. Let's see what he can do. He strikes him out. Let's go. All right, but they make it 3-2. And now what we, I don't think we're going to go through the entire game, every at-bat here. What I normally do in these situations, and, we're not going to, like, skip ahead to the 5th inning or anything, but I go more by the at-bat until somebody's on. And then when we get deeper into the game, depending on the closeness of it, and we see Lofton gets on, he's going to be going, and he's safe. And then, obviously, later in the game, if it's close, we go back to at-bat by at-bat. So Tim Raines facing a full count here with Lofton on second. He's going to rip that one into left, but it's playable for Dean. Lofton goes nowhere. Phil Clark up now. 1-1 pitch to him. Boyd. That one's grounded to second for an easy out. It'll get Lofton, or no, excuse me, that was 2 outs. That's 2 outs. That's 2 outs. All right, that was with 2 outs, I should say. All right, here we go. Wilbur good. He's out. Shelby out. Cruz on base. All right, so 1-0 to Hoskins. He's going to rip that one between the third baseman and shortstop there. Not the second baseman, Paul. 2 on, 2 out. 2-2 pitch to Austin Dean. He's going to drop that one in the center for a base hit. That could tie the game. Let's see what happens here. Lofton's throw, not in time. And that's tying it up. Austin Dean, his 912th at-bat of the World Series. It's 3-3. Equal line scores at 3-5-0. Carl Warwick now, 0-2 pitch coming to him. Dust this fool. And he does. Let's go. All right, but it's tied. Oh, they're called the Busan Minor Diggers. Okay, I thought they were called the Miners. My bad. Anyway, Kelly out. Sprague out. By the way, their pitcher's out. Oh, it was Matthew Boyd. They're going to go to Roberto Rodriguez. Oh, we hit a home run. I'm sorry, I missed it. That's the downside of doing it like this, is that when you do the at-bat, if they don't show up on base, I think out, but then I have to look up and see that it was a run. So we're up 4-3. Let's freaking go. So I'm going to say that was probably a Sprague homer that ran Boyd. We'll have to look at it after this, but I think that's what happened. And now Blauser is on first. Todd Walker going to dunk that one into left field for a base hit. That'll be first and second with just 1 out now. Uh-oh, that one's going to get away. That's going to advance the 2 runners here. That's tough for McLemore. And Billiam can't get a break against these lefties. Roberto Rodriguez comes in. I believe he was a righty. But immediately McLemore comes in to face Will Clark. Infield's in. They don't want to give up anything. Oh, wow. You see why Clark hits lower against lefties. He does not do much. But an opportunity here for Thomas Howard. I've been talking about throughout the World Series. He's had a few spots where he could have key plays and he hasn't come up. And he won't here either. Ground ball to short. Easy out. Nothing's coming of it. But we do get the 1 homer, which I believe was from Sprague. Now we go top 4. Hitchcock facing Castro. Immediately gets on. So we're immediately into the batter-to-batter. Willie Castro on base. Dave Campbell batting. Ground ball to second. Flip to second. Back to first. Double play. Greatly done there. So 2 outs. Jonah Heim. Little pop up there. Little tapper. Don't know why the first baseman went to cover, or the pitcher went to cover first instead of just catching it. Or even if he doesn't catch it, let the second baseman catch it, but the first baseman doesn't have to go cover first. I don't understand that, but okay. Lofton out against McLemore. Raines out, I think. I'm making sure here now. I'm checking the upper left now. And then Clark out. So 3 up, 3 down for us. Wilbur good, back up. 2-2 pitch here, top 5. Out, John Shelby. O'Neal Cruz, 3 up, 3 down for them. McLemore coming out again. He does have 10 stamina, but they're pushing him. Kelly gets out. Sprague Jr. out. Blauser on base. Full count now to Todd Walker with 2 outs. And Stein is in. Randy Stein. It's a righty. Righty for Todd Walker is dangerous for them, and he's going to walk him. Lives up to his name there. Blauser goes to second. We need an insurance run here. Come on. Billiam, be great. You finally get a righty. 0-2 pitch to Will Clark. Struck him out. Come on, man. You had an opportunity. All right. Hitchcock back out for the 6th. Hoskins, out. Austin Dean, out. Warwick, out. 3 up, 3 down, baby. Thomas Howard facing Randy Stein, out. Lofton gets on base on 3-0. When I saw 3-0, I was like, he's walking. They'll throw over. They'll throw over. He doesn't go. Ground ball to second. Flips to short. And they can't get it back in time. So they get the fielder's choice. Rain's up now. They'll throw over on him. Probably 500 times. He's going. Oh, it's a pitch out, though. He's dusted. And Rains will end the inning. So it's still 4-3. We go top 7. Pardon me. Castro facing Norm Charlton. That's it for Hitchcock. Willie Castro immediately gets on. Oh, wait, we're in the 7th anyway. We need to go at bat anyway. So is that going to be a bunt? Did I miss it? I wasn't paying attention. Sorry. That was a sack bunt. Gross. If you want to give up an out, sure. I know they're down 1 on the road. They're trying to get that tie going, but yeah, bunts. Gross. Ground ball by Jonah Heim. Sprague fires over to third, or from third for the out. That'll leave it up to McMullen. Fred McMullen, a pinch hitter here for Wilbur Good. Wow, you're taking out Wilbur Good? That guy's eating my lunch. Fred McMullen is hitting 277, 358, 767. He was a great pinch hitter this year. He only had 242 at-bats to do that damage. That's his OPS. Never mind. Sorry. I saw 767 there. When I see 3 decimal numbers in a row, I think average OPS. Talking's hard. Average OBP slug. Instead, it was average OBP OPS. So 767 OPS is fine, by the way, for a pinch hitter. But I thought it was his slug, and I was like, why isn't this guy playing more? Anyway, 2 outs. 1-0 pitch. Ground ball. Nothing comes of it. All right. 1-run lead here as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Ruiz is going to be out to pitch. Jose Ruiz facing Phil Clark. 1 for 3 on the day. Strikes out. Nasty pitch. Kelly, 1-2 pitch coming to Roberto Kelly. He strikes out. And then Sprague, 1-2 pitch coming to him. He strikes out. So Jose Ruiz comes in and strikes out the side. Pretty nasty. It'll be Scott Terry now to face John Shelby, O'Neal Cruz, and Rhys Hoskins. Terry threw 100 innings on the year out of the bullpen. We love that. He has 21 stamina. Had a 2.09 ERA, 67 strikeouts in those 99 innings. He's an extreme ground baller who relies on contact, and weak contact at that, for his success. 0-0 pitch. That's going to be doinked in the center for a base hit. So after I sing the praises of Scott Terry, he allows a leadoff hit to John Shelby, and they're in business. John Shelby with the little hot icon next to him. And the way it works is, like, the game's already simmed. So if you see a hot icon, you can pretty safely bet that that player did something in that game. Unless it's just carryover from a previous game, I guess. But it usually is a strong indication that they were in the mix some way in that game. I don't know what it takes to lose your fire. Like, if you're on fire for 3 straight games, but then you go 0 for 4 in a game, will you lose the fire marker? I don't know. But generally, like, I see Lofton has one too. So Shelby and Lofton, if they come up in a pivotal spot, I'm expecting them to do damage. That's, I try to avoid as many spoilers as I can by doing these, but the games are already done. And there are certain things that can give you a little indication one way or the other. But it's only one player, so we don't know. And plus we each have a fire. So who knows? And then we did get an out there that I kind of talked over. Hoskins up now, 0-2. Shelby still on first. Hoskins 2 for 3 strikes out there. He's going to be 2 for 4 on the day. There'll be 2 outs to Austin Dean. That's going to be a base hit into right. That's going to get him to third too. Okay, so they got runners at the corners with Shelby and Dean. It'll be Carl Warwick. 2-0 pitch from Scott Terry. Ground ball, Sprague, fires a second. Then that'll do it. The way they stood there, I thought he was holding it and not turning the play. I forgot there were 2 outs. And I panicked, and I was nervous. So we go bot 8. 2-2 count now to Blauser against Ruiz, who struck out the side in the 7th. 3 for 3 for Jeff Blauser. Where's his hot streak? Strikes out there on the fastball, so that's 4 straight strikeouts for Ruiz. Todd Walker, Gonna sky one into left. Very playable on the 1-0 pitch. And one out. 1-0 pitch now to Will Clark. He's going to rip that one past the second baseman. That one got in between the first and second baseman somehow. Base hit for Will Clark. Thomas Howard now 1-0 against Ruiz. He's going to rip that one over the right fielder. Oh no, Simoli with the catch. I thought it was over his head, y'all. I thought it was over his head. I thought we were going to have first and third or second and third. I didn't think Will Clark would score, but I thought that was a hit. All right, 2-2 now to Castro. Top 9. This is it for the World Series. Can Scott Terry hold on? Strikeout, let's go. D'Angelo Jimenez up now. Got him on strikes. Jonah Heim, 1-2 pitch. Got him on strikes. And Scott Terry, not known for strikeouts, strikes out the side in the 9th. Game 7. Ball game, World Series, back-to-back, baby. Let's go. Oh, my goodness. That is huge. What a season by the team. We will take a look at the full box score of the World Series as well as everything for the season here in just a moment. Wow, just an excellent 7-game series that we end up winning. Back-to-back 7-game World Series wins for the team. Just amazing. Let's take a look at how everything broke down in the World Series. We were facing a team that we hadn't seen all year. You don't play every team during the regular season. I actually didn't know that. I thought it was kind of guaranteed. They were tied for 5th in runs scored, well behind us, over 209 runs behind us, and 50 runs behind us in runs allowed. We take the series. This is the composite box score here. You see Greg Olson wasn't playing much. It was really Phil Clark's series, even though he was not performing. Maybe Greg Olson should have started another game or two there to give Phil Clark a little bit of a breather. I mentioned Thomas Howard. It wasn't just anecdotal. He really wasn't coming up as big during the World Series there, but hey, it's hard to hate on him for all he contributed throughout the other series and throughout the season. Sprague, Tim Raines, they probably weren't at their best, but they weren't bad. Then you had Kelly, Will Clark, Kenny Lofton, Jeff Blauser, Todd Walker just dominating. And it was Jeff Blauser who gets the World Series MVP. He goes 12 for 30, hitting a cool 400 with a 419 OBP and 767 slug. A couple of homers, 7 ribbies. Just an excellent effort. You see, pitching-wise, Roger Mason was absolutely crushed in his 1 1/3 of work. You know, Sterling Hitchcock wasn't great in Game 7 there. We're not going to pretend otherwise. Giving up, actually, baseline quality start in that one. What was his other start? It would have been all the way back here. Is this the one that he got bopped a little bit? Yeah. 5 earned and 4 1/3. So we're not upset about the Game 7 one. He pitched very well there. Like I said, I had confidence. He did give up 3 runs, but in 6 innings, we're not mad at that. The other guys all came through, though. Steve Fernandez, Dustin Hermansen, they were excellent. I was a little tough on Alex Fernandez because of some of the other work earlier in the playoffs. He was actually excellent in his one start here during the LCS2. It really was just the division series, so maybe I got to get off his back. Maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh on Alex Fernandez there. Dave Steve was an absolute god. Norm Charlton came up massively during the playoffs here. Great work by him. Just an overall wonderful effort. Let's take a look at the team as a whole from the regular season. Actually, you know what? I think the right idea here is to probably call this the video here, the playoffs, as its own video. And you know, I'll leave this up. You can get an overview look real quick as I'm finishing. But then let's take it to a separate video where we review the team at large. Actually, this is just their playoff work, so you can look at composite playoffs. I think that actually makes sense to look at that instead of the season. Then we'll do season wrap plus new additions to the team as its own video. So you look at the playoffs here sorted by volume in terms of plate appearances, and Kenny Lofton, I mean, he just stays being a god. Yeah, he had a 4.72 BABIP, but he earned it, baby. He earned it. He's the only guy I see a high BABIP, and I'm like, that's not regressing. Regression's regression. Sick life ball. Roberto Kelly was great as well. Hit 3 homers throughout the playoffs. 4 for Tim Raines. 6 for Will Clark. How many for Blauser? 4 for Blauser. Yeah, so he hit 12 during the season, 4 more in the playoffs. That's huge. That's huge. And our guys just don't strike out, man. You know, Will Clark at 26%. That's our high end. Same with Sprague. So our 2 corner guys, they strike out a bit, but even a quarter is not the end of the world in today's game. And everybody else is like 20 and below. Roberto Kelly just over the 20% mark. So that's excellent. We don't walk a ton, but we're making contact, keeping the ball in play, and producing runs left and right. We obviously run like crazy on the bases. Raines was rough though. 9 for 13 is not exactly what you want there. I wish he was maybe a little bit more careful sometimes. That is 69% at 9 for 13, which is nice, but it isn't, right? I mean, we can do the meme all we want, but you want to be at like a 72 to 75% clip to be efficiently running on the bases. But I got no complaints. Tim Raines still put up a 131 OPS plus 127 WRC plus during the playoffs, so we're not upset about that. Anyway, here's the recap of the pitchers, also sorted by innings for the playoffs there. And you can see the starters were all excellent. They might have had individual bumps, including Fernandez in the opening series and Hitchcock for one of his starts, but overall they were incredible. Scott Terry was the best out of the bullpen. Actually, Norm Charlton was the absolute best. He threw 1 fewer inning than Terry. He didn't allow anything. But Terry was the workhorse at 10 1/3. He allowed very little. Roger Mason got hit up, but it's still only 2 runs. It says 13.50 for the ERA, which is huge, but it's an inning and a third. The team was just great. The pitching carried it, and you know, we'll review everything. We'll talk about the regular season, talk about awards, and talk about what sort of payouts we're getting because we're making some team additions. So that's the playoff video. Hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll come back to see how we're improving the team for 2062.